In the early hours of September 2nd, 1666, Londoners awoke to the glow of flames rising over the city. Within 4 days, that fire would consume the medieval heart of one of Europe's greatest capitals, destroy more than 13,000 houses, nearly 90 churches, and leave an estimated 80,000 people homeless. Known to history as the Great Fire of London, it was more than just a natural disaster. It was an event that reshaped the city's architecture, its society, and even its sense of identity. To understand the fire, we must first understand London in 1666. The city was the largest in England, a teeming metropolis of about 500,000 people. It was crowded, filthy, and highly flammable. Narrow lanes wound through neighborhoods where houses leaned over the streets, their upper stories so close they nearly touched. Most buildings were made of timber with tar, pitch, and thatch. Inside, households stored firewood, coal, candles, and oils. The summer of 1666 had been exceptionally dry, and the city was a tinderbox waiting for a spark. That spark came in the small hours of Sunday morning, September 2nd. In the bakery of Thomas Fariner on Pudding Lane, a fire broke out. Fariner had gone to bed without properly extinguishing the ovens. At around 1 in the morning, flames erupted. Within minutes, they spread through the house, forcing Fariner and his family to escape through an upstairs window. One maidservant was trapped and became the fire's first victim. At first, the blaze might have been controlled. London had primitive firefighting methods: leather buckets, hand-pumped engines, and fire hooks used to pull down burning houses to create fire breaks. But there was hesitation. The Lord Mayor of London, Sir Thomas Bloodworth, famously dismissed the danger. When urged to order the demolition of surrounding houses, he reportedly scoffed, "Pish! A woman could piss it out." His delay proved catastrophic. By dawn, strong winds from the east fanned the flames into a firestorm. The city was now in mortal danger. As the fire spread, panic erupted. Families fled carrying what they could: bedding, clothes, and small chests of valuables. Samuel Pepys, the famous diarist, recorded scenes of chaos, people loading possessions into boats on the Thames or burying wine and cheese in their gardens to save them from the inferno. The river itself became a highway of escape, crowded with barges and wherries overloaded with goods and refugees. By Monday, September 3rd, the fire had grown into an unstoppable force. Eyewitnesses described a wall of flame leaping from house to house. The heat was so intense that iron chains across the river melted, and stones exploded in church walls. St. Paul's Cathedral, then still the medieval Gothic building, became a towering furnace. Its lead roof melted, pouring like streams of fire into the streets. Within hours, the great cathedral was reduced to rubble. For Londoners, the destruction of St. Paul's was a shocking symbol of the city's ruin. Rumors soon spread that the fire was no accident. England was at war with France and the Netherlands, and many believed the blaze was an act of foreign sabotage. Foreigners, Catholics, and anyone who looked suspicious were attacked by mobs. Pepys noted that crowds chased innocent strangers through the streets. Fear and xenophobia added a terrifying dimension to the disaster. On Tuesday, September 4th, the fire reached its peak. Nearly half the city within the old Roman walls was ablaze. The Royal Exchange, the hub of London's commerce, was destroyed. Entire parishes vanished overnight. The Tower of London, where gunpowder was stored, was threatened. Soldiers worked frantically to demolish houses and create fire breaks, finally doing what should have been done days earlier. The king himself, Charles II, rode into the city to direct efforts, showing unexpected leadership. His brother, the Duke of York, later James II, personally led firefighting teams. Their presence rallied morale, but the destruction continued. At last, on Wednesday, September 5th, the winds died down. Fire breaks began to hold. Slowly, the inferno burned itself out. After 4 days, the Great Fire of London was finally over. The devastation was almost unimaginable. 436 acres destroyed, 4/5 of the city consumed. Yet astonishingly, the official death toll was recorded as very low, only a handful. Historians now suspect many more perished, especially the poor and unrecorded. The intense heat could have cremated victims completely, leaving no trace. The survivors faced ruin. Tens of thousands camped in fields outside the city, living in tents and makeshift shelters. Trade collapsed, food prices soared, and disease threatened. For a city already scarred by the Great Plague of 1665, the fire seemed like divine punishment. Some saw it as the wrath of God, others as a chance to rebuild. Rebuilding became the defining challenge of the aftermath. Out of the ashes rose visions of a new London. The most famous came from Sir Christopher Wren, who proposed grand boulevards and piazzas inspired by Paris and Rome. Though his full plan was too ambitious to implement, Wren left an enduring legacy. He rebuilt St. Paul's Cathedral, not as a Gothic structure, but as a soaring Baroque masterpiece crowned with a dome. Today, it remains one of London's most iconic landmarks. Other changes were more practical. Parliament passed laws requiring houses to be built of brick and stone rather than timber. Streets were widened, alleys straightened, and fire regulations enforced. The fire also gave birth to modern insurance. Nicholas Barbin founded the first fire insurance company, and London's famous fire brigades began to take shape. Out of destruction came innovation. The Great Fire of London was more than a disaster. It was a turning point. It destroyed the medieval city, but cleared the way for a modern metropolis. It revealed the weaknesses of government, the resilience of the people, and the dangers of rumor and fear. It reshaped architecture, commerce, and even the psychology of Londoners. The memory of 1666 became a symbol of both tragedy and rebirth. In the centuries since, the fire has captured imaginations. It appears in paintings, in novels, and in the diary of Pepys, whose vivid eyewitness account preserves the panic and awe of those days. It has been remembered as both a calamity and a cleansing. London rose from its ashes stronger, grander, and better prepared for the future. Today, walking through the city of London, one can still trace the fire's path. A tall monument, designed by Wren and Robert Hooke, stands near Pudding Lane, marking the fire's origin. Its Latin inscription commemorates the disaster, though early versions even blamed Catholics, reflecting the paranoia of the time. The monument still towers over the city, a reminder of how London was reborn through flame. The Great Fire of London was not merely an accident of a baker's oven. It was an event shaped by human error, political hesitation, natural forces, and social tension. It wiped away centuries of history in 4 days, but also gave birth to the London we know today. From ashes to empire, it remains one of the most defining moments in the story of the city. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment to join the journey through history. See you in the next video.